Hello and welcome to beautiful Melching Field here at Conrad Park for game two of a two-game set between the Deland Suns and the Sanford River Rats. Last night we saw the River Rats increase their hold on the Florida League and increase their record to 12-1, while troubles continue for the Deland Suns here at Stetson as they extend their 8-game losing streak. They're now 5-9 on the season, looking to right the ship. I was able to talk to Coach Cameron Jurgens before the game. I asked him, "Hey, Coach, how are you doing?" He's just really itching for a win on this one, but he feels confident in this lineup. Made a few changes around, hoping to ignite the bats again, but he's been seeing good stuff out of his team. They've been able to limit the errors. Of course, that's a big reason why they're on this 8-game losing streak here. Is a lot of errors, a lot of free passes, and just too many runs given up. They made the Rats fight yesterday. Only one error, and that error didn't result in a run. Rats still beat them 5-3 as they scored 5 runs off of 11 hits, as opposed to the Suns, who scored 3 off of 6 hits. So Jurgens just looking to right the ship, looking to climb out of this one. Still a good amount of baseball left to be played this season, but I don't think any coach wants to be in an 8-game losing slump. On the mound here for Deland, it's going to be Paul Janesco. Janesco started the season coming out of the bullpen and was just lights out immediately. Currently holds a 1.92 ERA through 5 appearances. This is going to be his second start of the season and 6th appearance overall here. 14 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, so just absolutely filthy on the mound. Coach Cameron Jurgens did give props to Steven Sharapanya yesterday for getting his team, keeping it close there, but just unable to secure the win, as I believe Sharapanya was tabbed with the loss in last night's win. But here is the leadoff man for the Sanford River Rats. It's going to be Braden Calise. So first pitch from Janesco is going to be in there for strike number 1. So that's how this game starts off. Braden Calise had a great day yesterday. Went 2 for 4, 2 singles, and 2 stolen bases. Also came around to score once. And Calise is going to pop this one up. It looks like it's hanging foul, and there's going to be the first baseman, Rivera, to bring it in for out number 1. So after Calise, it's going to be Drake Harmon, the right fielder. Harmon and Harmon batting 2 and 3. Haven't seen a lot of Drake Harmon this year from the River Rats, but he's in the lineup today. As first pitch to Harmon is going to be outside for ball number 1. Second pitch by Janesco, it's going to be inside for ball 2. Drake Harmon, not seeing a lot of action this season. 3 for 11 with 272 average. The 2-0 is fouled off to the left side. So due after Drake Harmon, it's going to be Dawson Harmon. I don't believe they're related by any manner, and I don't think a parent would name their child with a D first name and a Harmon last name to purposely confuse themselves. But it's going to be 3-1 on Drake here. Drake playing in right field today. And that's going to be ball 4 high. So Janesco's going to have a 1-out walk. And here comes Dawson Harmon, arguably the biggest bat in the Rats lineup. Currently batting .378, 13 RBIs, 14 runs scored. Has struck out 15 times in 45 at-bats, so good strikeout candidate for Janesco. Janesco has great strikeout stuff. This is his second season, Janesco, playing for the Deland Suns. Was part of that runner-up team last year under Coach Cameron Jurgens. First pitch to Dawson's going to be skipped in the dirt, and that's going to head towards the backstop. So Drake will gladly take second base, and now the Rats have a runner in scoring position. And that's been a real big thing for the River Rats this season, is that they've been able to get on the board early. They put up 3 in the first inning, only able to score 2 more. But after, I believe it was the 5th or 6th inning, all scoring on both sides ceased. So Rats really big early inning merchants. And it's clearly worked out for them this summer as they're 13-1 on the season. Next pitch to Dawson's going to be low for ball number 2. So Janesco having a little trouble finding the strike zone right here as he walked Drake Harmon only at bat a go. And now he's behind to Dawson Harmon. So there's a 2-0 count on him. But here's a pitch from Janesco. Dawson's going to send this one to right field. Easy enough play for the right fielder, Eli Tidwell, to make that play. So it's going to be 2 outs. Drake Harmon will remain at second as that ball didn't travel very deep to right field. And here comes Xavier Lopez, nicknamed by the River Rats as the X-Man. Like I said earlier, I spoke to Coach Cameron Juergens before the start of this one, and of course Dawson Harmon having the big flashy numbers, but one player that makes him sweat, it's going to be the batter right now, Xavier Lopez, as he fouls off the first pitch. He says that Xavier Lopez is the best hitter in the River Rats lineup, just sees the ball really, really well, and is a danger on the base passes as well. Lopez did play last night, went 0 for 3. He did walk and advance all the way to second. But Coach Cameron Juergens tipping his cap to Xavier Lopez as he's going to swing it over the breaking ball and fall behind as there's now an 0-2 count on him. Lopez currently batting .300 this season, 9 RBIs, 11 runs scored, so a real danger on the base paths. So here's the 0-2 to the X-Man, and he's going to take strike 3 and catch him looking. So Paul Janesco does allow a 1-out walk, but then forces Harmon to fly out and catches Xavier Lopez looking. So he only faces 4 batters in this inning, and it's going to be 0-0 Suns and Rats as we head to the bottom of the first. Welcome back to Melching Field here at Conrad Park here at Stetson University. Up here in the booth, I'm Adrian Delgado alongside myself here in this one. So it's going to be the Deland Suns up to bat. Leading off for them is going to be Daniel Baez. Baez back in the lineup. Baez usually in right field, but Osman Melendez is getting the day off, so Baez will play at second base today. And on the mound for the Sanford River Rats is going to be Brady Wright as first pitch to Baez is outside for ball number 1. Coach Cameron Jurgens. Baez makes contact on this one, but that's sent high towards right field. And Dawson Harmon, or excuse me, Drake Harmon, the right fielder, will bring that in for out number 1. The 2D Harmons is going to be a real challenge for me today in this one, especially since there's no one next to me to correct me, but we're going to do our best. But coming up to bat, it's going to be Michael O'Brien, the center fielder for the Deland Suns. Real quick, as O'Brien starts his at bat, the defense behind Brady Wright as O'Brien fouls the first pitch off. It's going to be Babbitt catching Xavier Lopez at first. It's going to be Dawson Harmon at second. Rocco at shortstop. Bruno Schaefer, he's going to be at third base. Santana's going to be in left. Cameron King will be in center. And Drake Harmon will be in right field. 2-1 count on O'Brien. It's now going to be a 3-1 as he gets ahead. O'Brien did play yesterday, led off, and went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. So I apologize. That ball will be up high for ball number 3. So 3-1 count on O'Brien. Really want to eliminate those 3 strikeouts. Just ugly, ugly look on the scorecard there. He's going to make contact on this one, and it's going to float up there in shallow center field, and it's going to be Dawson Harmon, the second baseman, to bring in out number 2. Now it'll be Adam Parzik up to bat. Parzik playing in the extra hitter role today. Parzik did bring in one of the 3 Suns runs in last night's loss. Parzik really gaining the trust of his coaches as he started off the season on the bench, came into a few key situations in the opening week, got some clutch hitting done, batted in the 10-hole last night, and here he is batting third. So great stuff to see Parzik really climb his way up the ladder of the Suns lineup. 1-1 on Parzik, and that's going to be fouled back, and he's going to fall behind to 1 and 2. Parzik last night was also an extra hitter, went 2 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. Didn't end up scoring as he stays alive, fouling that one off. On the mound for the River Rats, it's going to be Brady Wright. Wright in his 3rd start, 4th appearance as a pitcher, just absolutely lights out. Has yet to record an earned run, but should not be surprising as this River Rats roster is just absolutely stacked. They currently lead the league in multiple categories in both pitching and batting. 5 out of the 6 players that currently lead the league in notable statistics are River Rats players. It's going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat to Parzik, so good battle here. 7th pitch of the at-bat, 13th pitch of the inning, so more than half of the pitches that Parzik's seen as he makes contact on this one. But good sliding play by Cameron King in center field to get out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Brady Wright, the River Rats pitcher, as we head to the top of the 2nd. Welcome back to Conrad Park here at Stetson University. Still 0-0 as we head to the top of the second. Paul Ginesco on the mound for the Deland Suns, and it's going to be Dawson Mock leading off for the River Rats. Dawson Mock, the second Dawson of the Rats lineup, as he takes first pitch to him for strike number one. Mock in the extra hitter role today, but player out of South Florida, as he just watches strike two float on by. Mock last night had a great game, went 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. I do believe he also had a couple stolen bases under his belt as well, but Mock's going to foul off the 0-2 to stay alive. But yeah, that was just a big problem for the Suns last night, is the River Rats were running all over them. I believe 7 or 8 stolen bases. Khalees had 2. Mock had 2. King had 1. As he takes ball number 1. Yeah, so I'm counting 6 stolen bases on my score sheet from last night. So something you just don't want to allow. Kevin Brunette behind the plate last night was able to catch Braden Khalees stealing to prevent him from getting his 3rd stolen base. And Mock will take ball 2, so it's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes on the extra hitter. Paul Ginesco, originally a high leverage guy out of the Suns bullpen, but after facing troubles with starting pitching, and after doing so well in those relief appearances, as he went 4 2/3 in his first appearance and 3 innings in his 3rd appearance, so going the distance out of the bullpen, Coach Cameron Jurgens gave him the starting nod, and he did amazing last time he was up. 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. This is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat, so good battle between Ginesco and Mock. Here's the 2-2, and Mock's going to take, so it'll be a full count here. He was better than 8 pitches, and at-bat's going to be 9 pitches. And here comes number 9. And it'll be inside. So Mock wins the battle. Says thank you very much to Ginesco as he reaches first on a leadoff walk. That's going to be the shortstop, Anthony Rocco, up to bat for the River Rats. Rocco also played last night. Not many changes in the River Rats lineup compared to last night. So we have a few new names. There's Babbitt, who's behind the plate. And it's going to be Santana in left field. But besides that, all the same faces from yesterday's win. As Rocco takes ball number 1. Jesse Litch, head coach of the River Rats, at third base, laying down a couple signs. The 1-0 from Ginesco. Runner goes. Throw on over to second is going to be wide, and it's going to actually get away from the shortstop, O'Sullivan. Daniel Baez, the second baseman, able to prevent it from going into the outfield, but that's going to be a stolen base for Dawson Mock. So building off the momentum from last night, and that was a concern that Coach Cameron Jurgens had today, is that he believed that they just allowed the River Rats to run all over them. And Mock, tempting to go to third base, he went about a good 20, 25 feet off the bag, but held up. Ginesco's going to look on over him, keep him a little honest. Mock dancing, won't go. Contact is made, but there goes the first baseman, Rivera, to bring in the first out of the inning. So defense behind Ginesco in this one. It's going to be Ben Barrow behind the plate. It's going to be Eris Rivera at first, Daniel Baez at second. Connor O'Sullivan will be playing at short. William Rawlings back in the lineup today at third base. Gavin Thomas is in left. Michael O'Brien in center. and Eli Tidwell in right. Of course, the big name missing from the Suns' defense is Osman Melendez, the Wizard of Oz. Just doing great defensive stuff. Barrow just threw the ball into center field, so Mock's going to take third base. Trying to pick off Mock, as Mock was very far off the bag, but it didn't look like that Baez nor O'Sullivan got the memo, as neither of them were covering second base, and Barrow just launched that ball in the center, so Mock's going to say thank you and take third base, and that was just a miscommunication between the catcher Barrow and the infielders there, as none of them moved on that ball. So it's going to be a runner on third with 1 out in the inning. It's going to be a 1-0 count on the batter, as he's going to make contact on this one. It's going to land deep enough in center that Mock will be able to tag, and he does tag up, and he's going to score the first run of this one. So a costly mistake by Barrow, the catcher. That's going to bring across the first run of the game as Sanford gets on the board early. Paul Janesco kicking a little dirt out of frustration, and how can you blame him for that? As there was absolutely no one to receive that ball. So Rocco is going to get the RBI with the sac fly. And now it's going to be Cameron King, the center fielder, up to bat. The 1-0-2 King is up high, so now it's going to be 2 on him. So just a costly error, and I do apologize. It's King who's going to have the sac fly. And it's going to be Babbitt up to bat. But regardless, it's Mock who scored. The 2-1 on Babbitt. He's going to foul that off, so it's going to be Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Babbitt only in his 6th game for the River Rats, currently holding a .235 average, 2 RBIs, 4 strikeouts, and 2 runs scored. Janesco's going to shake off his catcher, but gets the pitch he wants, and Babbitt will take strike 3 for out number 2, but a costly mistake for the Deland Suns gets the Rats on the board early. Dawson Mock reached via a walk, stole second, and was able to advance all the way to third based on a miscommunication by Barrow, the catcher, and then scored on the sac fly by Rocco. So it's going to be 1-0 River Rats as we head to the bottom of the second. Welcome back to the broadcast presented by Varsity Sports Nation. It's going to be Aris Rivera leading off for the Deland Suns. River Rats lead 1-0. The run on Janesco last inning is unearned, but I think he'd rather see that run not come across at all. as strike number one floats in there against Rivera. But Brady Wright having himself a really great season on the mound. Again, no earned runs yet. Has a 1-0 record, 15 strikeouts in 10 innings pitched as the breaking ball misses, so it's going to be a 1-1 count on Rivera. Last time Wright was up, he had 4 innings pitched, only allowed 2 hits, a walk, and struck out 5. So not necessarily a pitcher that the Suns want to see here, but spoke to Coach Cameron Jurgens before the game as he fouls that off, so it's going to be a 2-2 on Rivera. Coach Jurgens pleased that Rivera is back in the lineup. Rivera played for Coach Jurgens last season, had a great year. Two on Rivera, and he's going to knock this one towards the mound. Easy play for Wright for out number 1. That'll make way for Eli Tidwell, the right fielder, to come up with 1 out.
Number 6, right fielder Eli Tidwell.
Tidwell, a regular in this Suns lineup. Still looking for his spot in the lineup, though. Again, he's a regular playing for the Suns, and he's going to make contact on the first pitch. That's going to land in left center field. It's going to be the left fielder who scoops it up, and Tidwell's trying for second. He's going to slide in there, and he will be safe. So first hit of the game goes to Eli Tidwell with a 1-out double, and the Suns have a solid chance to start to tie the game back up. As now Rawlings comes up to bat, but great piece of hitting by Eli Tidwell. Sent that ball to left center field. Wasn't exactly a missile, but also wasn't a blooper per se, so didn't have momentum to get to the outfield quickly, so the outfielders really had to chase that down, and that allowed him to nab second and the double. It was Santana in left field on the play. And now here comes Rawlings. Rawlings, one of my favorite players to watch in the Florida League, mainly because of his two-way status, and though doesn't put up flashy numbers on either side of the ball, but he's consistent on both sides. And I've bounced around the league, and I've seen all the teams play at this point, and yeah, all teams have two-way players, but I haven't seen a player as consistent as Rawlings. Rawlings has been lights out of the bullpen, but because he's doing double duty, he does it so well. As runner goes, throw on over to third is in time, and Tidwell with the 1-out double is now cut down at third as Babbitt, the catcher, is able to gun him down for out number 2. And I know we talked about Coach Jesse Litch for the Rats at third base. Today, it's actually Coach Cameron Jurgens at third base for the Deland Suns as well, as third base coach Sean McArdle is out sick today. Hope he feels better and is able to join us soon again. But speaking of Coach Cameron Jurgens for the game, he said he wanted to be a little more aggressive, his guys to be more aggressive on the base path. So he's going to take this opportunity at third to lay down some signs, but Rawlings pops this one up, and it's brought in by Harmon, the second baseman, for out number 3. So Suns did have something going with the 1-out double by Eli Tidwell, but he got caught stealing at third, and Rawlings pops up to get Brady Wright out of this inning. Still 1-0 River Rats as we head to the bottom of the third. Here we go
Number
in the top of the
16,
third.
third
Paul
baseman
Janesco still on
Bruno
the mound
Schaefer.
in his now third inning of work. Janesco only allowing 2 walks, striking out 2, but does have a run tapped to him. The run is unearned as it came across because of an error. Leading off for the Riverette, it's going to be Bruno Schaefer up to bat. Schaefer a dangerous bat, but he's going to just shoot this on over to Connor O'Sullivan. Sullivan throws to Rivera for out number 1. So quick out number 1 for Janesco. Janesco pretty efficient, and this one with the pitch count, 35 pitches.
Now batting for the Riverettes, number 12, left fielder
As now he's through
Manny
2 and a third.
Santana.
Janesco on the season, 193 ERA, 13 strikeouts. And it's going to be Santana up to bat. Santana playing in left for the Riverettes. He's going to foul that one off for strike 1. So 0-1 on Santana. Santana's going to make contact on this one, but he sends it sky high. Easy play for Gavin Thomas. Thomas brings that in, and Janesco has 2 quick outs here in the top of the third. Exactly what you want to see from your starter there. And now the lineup will flip over as Braden Calise steps up to the bat. Calise fouled out last time to the first baseman, Eris Rivera.
Now batting for the Riverettes, number 2, Braden Calise.
First pitch to Calise is going to be outside for ball number 1. Calise, product out of UCF. One of the names that Cameron Jurgens mentioned that is just a player that he respects and maybe a player that he wishes to coach. As he said, Calise is an absolute dog at the plate, just able to make contact very well, and Calise making contact great this season, 473 average, 6 RBIs. And Calise ran all over the Suns in yesterday's game, had 2 stolen bases, came around to score twice as well. The 2-1-2 Calise. He's going to make contact on this one, but fouls out to Rivera for the second at-bat in a row. So 1-2-3 inning for Paul Janesco. Suns were able to challenge last inning. We'll see if they're able to do that again in the bottom of the third. Welcome back to Melching Field at Conrad Park at Stetson University. It's the bottom half of the third inning. It's going to be Gavin Thomas up to bat. First pitch to Thomas is going to be a breaking ball that swung on and missed
Now batting
for strike number 1.
left fielder Gavin Thomas.
Thomas batting 7th today has moved down from his originally 2-hole as he's plunked and reaches base. He's going to only be the second base runner for the Suns as a hit by pitch by Wright gives the Deland Suns a leadoff runner. So coming up to bat is Holden Bronner now. Bronner in the extra hit roll today.
Now batting number 1, extra hitter, Holden Bronner.
Bronner's been missing from the Suns lineup as of recent, but Coach Cameron Jurgens excited to have him back in there. Bronner's going to take a big cut at the first pitch he sees and miss it for strike number 1. A 1 to Bronner. He's going to foul this one to the left side. It's going to be no balls and 2 strikes on the extra. Bronner from Windermere, Florida, 5'9", 195. Currently doesn't have a home for next season. Pickoff attempt at first, but Thomas is able to get back. Bronner has appeared as both a batter and a pitcher this season. As a batter, 6 games played, so this will be his 7th game. 0.48 average, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, only 1 hit in 21 at-bats, but has 2 runs scored, so both times he's reached base, he's been able to score. He's appeared in 1 game as a pitcher, holds an 81 ERA, as he takes ball 1, as that's high and outside, but only pitched an inning. His 1 appearance only pitched. His last pitching appearance against Winter Park was only pitched a third of an inning, allowed 3 runs off of a hit, 1 walk. Bronner's going to swing at the breaking ball and strike out for out number 1.
Now batting shortstop.
Coach Cameron Jurgens looking to be a little more aggressive on the base path. Suns only with 21 stolen bases this season, tied for last in the league in the category. As compared to Sanford, Sanford has 63 stolen bases and currently leads the league in the category. But here's Connor O'Sullivan as he takes ball 1. Sullivan at shortstop today. Almost the everyday shortstop for the Land. Played in yesterday's game, struck out 3 times, went 0 for 4, and he's going to send this one towards center field, and he's going to yell in frustration as he flied out to the center fielder, Cameron King. So 2 outs here in the inning. Gavin Thomas reached with a leadoff hit by pitch. Bronner followed with a strikeout, and O'Sullivan flew out to center. So here comes Ben Barrow up to bat. Barrow looking to redeem himself after that error in the second. Allowed that River Rats run to come across. Barrow takes strike 1. No balls, 1 strike on Barrow. Barrow part of that platoon of catchers for Deland. Thomas is going to go. Barrow's going to send this one to right field. Thomas rounding second will reach third. Barrow will stop at first. Thomas doesn't stop. It's going to run all the way home, but he's tagged out at home. Thomas, I didn't see if Coach Cameron Jurgens gave him a go sign, but Thomas just didn't stop. Almost caught the Riverettes sleeping as Dawson Harmon just threw in the ball casually to the infield, but they were able to catch on to Thomas's antics as he just rounded third and tried to attempt home, but Babbitt able to apply the tag and give the Riverettes their 3rd out. So aggressive base running by Coach Cameron Jurgens there at third base in an attempt to tie this game up, but it's still going to be 1-0 River Rats as we head to the top of the fourth. Welcome back to the broadcast presented by Varsity Sports Nation. River Rats are up to bat as it's going to be Drake Harmon leading off for the Rats. You could say that the Suns' bottom half of last inning ended a little prematurely as a good, well-executed hit and run by Deland. Ben Barrow able to send a ball to right field, and Dawson Harmon able to reach third all the way from first, but just didn't stop running as he tried to attempt to go from first to home on a single, but was caught out at home. The Rats were slow to bring in that ball, so they didn't have any knowledge of Thomas's intentions, but were quick to throw it to home and tag him out there. It's going to be a 2-1 on Drake Harmon, the first of the two unofficial Harmon twins. Drake Harmon batting second, Dawson Harmon right behind him in the on-deck circle. So 2-1 on him. It's going to be 3-1. Ginesco, vocal on the mound. Had a 1-2-3 inning last time he was up. Currently at 47 pitches thrown. And Drake Harmon is going to take a long, slow walk to his dugout as Ginesco catches him looking for out number one.
Now batting number 6, second baseman Dawson Harmon.
Now coming up to bat is Dawson Harmon. Dawson Harmon walked in the first, made it all the way to second, but that's as far as he got. Dawson takes strike number one. Dawson with great power. The 0-1 is going to be chopped foul. So it will be 0-2 on the second baseman. Harmon committed to play at UNC next season. Has 2 home runs this summer, and he's going to shoot this ball to the opposite field for a 1-out single. So that make way for Xavier Lopez, the X-Man.
Coming to the plate for the River Rats, number 8, first baseman
Lopez
Xavier
named the
Lopez.
most dangerous hitter in this River Rats offense by Suns coach, Coach Cameron Jurgens. Coach Jurgens believes he has the best eye. A very interesting batting stance from Lopez as well. Really holds that bat high above his head. And moving those hands around too. A little bit of a dance. Almost reminds me of Jacob Wilson a little bit, but he's going to foul off the 1-0. So it's going to be ones across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. With the lefty Lopez up to bat. Lopez 12 walks on the season, so patient batter. 12 walks through 40 at bats, only 6 strikeouts. So seeing the ball super well. Janesco's going to check on over to first. Harmon not really known to steal. The 1-1 on Lopez. It's going to be low for ball number 2, so 2-1 count. Double play opportunity is available right now with Harmon at first. Lopez swings at that fastball, misses for strike 2, so 2 balls, 2 strikes on the River Rats' first baseman. Harmon usually at first. Lopez has been known to play outfield, but Harmon at second, Lopez at first. As the 2-2 is missed, so it's going to be a full count here on Xavier. Lopez out of Appalachian State University. It's going to enter his senior season there. 5'11", 185. It's his second year with the River Rats. Last year, bat 356. Runner goes, but Lopez is going to pop this one up. Dawson Harmon doesn't realize that Lopez popped up. Throw on over to first will not be in time, but a really dangerous situation for the River Rats there. It was a hit and run situation as Harmon tried to head to first. Lopez was able to make contact on the ball and send it to center field for O'Brien to bring it in, but Harmon just didn't realize that Lopez was it was gonna be a flyout for Lopez. Had to make a quick turn back to first and able to make it to first just in time to avoid the double play. So it's going to be Dawson Mock up to bat. Mock being the lone run for the River Rats in this one. Mock reached on a walk last time. He was up, stole second, advanced to third on a throwing error, and then scored via sac fly by Cameron King. So Mock's going to go again. Throw on over to second is going to be wild and to the right as Harmon has a stolen base. Mock being the batter at the plate. Two outs in the inning, and with the stolen base, it eliminates the forced play at second. Pitch to Mock is outside. So it's going to be a 2-1 count on him. If Mock were to reach, following him would be Rocco, and then after Rocco would be Cameron King. 2-1-2 Dawson. It's going to be in there for strike 2. So Deuce is wild here in the top of the fourth. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Dawson looking at Dawson as Dawson's at the plate and Dawson's at second. And Dawson can make contact on this one, but it's going to foul off to the right side. Janesco, this is going to be the 62nd pitch of his outing. So we'll see if he retires Mock here. And Mock's going to swing and miss on that one for strike number 3. Janesco fired up after that one, as that is going to be a 4-batter inning for Janesco. Still 1-0 River Rats as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to Melching Field here at Conrad Park as the
Now
Deland
batting for
Suns
the
host the
Suns,
Sanford
number
Riverettes in Game
14,
2
second
of a
baseman
two-game set.
Daniel Baez.
They dropped Game 1 yesterday as they lost 5-3 to Sanford. Currently down 1-0 to the Rats. Daniel Baez, the leadoff batter, shows bunt, but holds back and takes ball 1. Second pitch to Baez, misses for ball 2. Baez flew out last time. And here in the fourth, the Rats, or the Suns lineup, barely turning over. Baez is going to pop this one up. Back goes Xavier Lopez, but it's going to be Dawson Harmon, the second baseman, to bring it in for out number 1. Brady Wright, absolutely dominant on the mound in this one.
Now batting for the Suns,
Only
number
has
4, center
37
fielder
pitches
Michael
logged in
O'Brien.
3 1/3 innings. Excuse me, 38 pitches. Wright only allowing 2 hits, not walking any. He did plunk Gavin Thomas and has 1 strikeout, but great stuff. Really relying on his defense. His next pitch is fouled off, so it's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike on O'Brien. O'Brien. Michael O'Brien having a great season for Deland. 13 hits and 35 at bats, good enough for a 371 average. But he's going to watch strike 3 roll on by for out number 2. Brady Wright making quick work of these Suns.
Now batting number 10,
No movement
extra hitter
in the
Adam
Suns
Parsons.
bullpen, as if things keep going the way they're going, Paul Janesco will be back out pretty quickly, but Janesco had over 60 pitches, and of course there's a hard stop of 75 pitches here in the Summer League. But no movement in either bullpen. It's been a dominant pitching duel tonight. Parzik up to bat, fouls off first 2 pitches, so he's going to fall behind an 0-2 count. Parzik flew out last time he was up as part of a 1-2-3 inning for Brady Wright. And the 0-2 from Wright. Parzik makes contact on this one. Here comes Rocco, and he's going to throw on over to first for out number 3. So another 1-2-3 inning for Brady Wright. Really making his defense work out there, but it's been working as he's only allowed 1 hit and no walks. 2 hits and no walks. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th as the Rats still lead 1-0. Welcome back to Melching Field. That's Deland Suns host the Sanford River Rats. We're going to head to the top of the fifth. I know before we went to break, I said we're heading to the top of the fourth. But since it's me talking to myself, the voices took over. As the leadoff man, Rocco, fouls off the first pitch. Last night, I said I was all by myself, but I have Zoe and Pat here in the booth to keep me company. Unfortunately, I can only talk to them, and they can't really talk back, but we're having fun. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Rocco. And Rocco's going to pop this up sky high. Here comes Rollings, the third baseman. He's going to bring that in for out number 1. So a pitching duel here, but you have to imagine Janesco's day is coming to an end soon, as he currently has 66 pitches under his belt, the hard stop being 75 pitches. Brady Wright's also been dominant for the Rats. Way more efficient too, as I believe he's under 50 pitches through 4 innings pitched. First pitch shown to Cameron King. Heads towards the backstop for ball number 1. Cameron King chops this one. Rollings is going to try to bring it in, but scoops it foul. So it's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike on Cameron King. King has the lone RBI for the River Rats with the sac fly in the second inning, bringing home Dawson Mock. Still a close game here, but only 3 hits through 4 and a third innings here in the top of the 5th. As contact is made, here's Connor O'Sullivan. Throw over to first, and that's going to be out number 2. Eris Rivera is the first baseman for the Deland Suns. Actually a catcher. Played a good number of games at catcher for UCF this past season, but mainly came in as a substitute. Rivera playing at first base today. As the summer progresses, maybe we'll see him at catcher. And first pitch shown to Babbitt is shot towards Connor O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan throws on over to first. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Paul Janesco as he receives high fives as he heads back to the dugout. We're going to head to the bottom of the 5th. Still 1-0 River Rats. Welcome to the bottom of the fifth. It's going to be Eris Rivera leading things off for the Deland Suns. Still Brady Wright on the mound. No action in either bullpen yet. Wright dominant in this one. First pitch to Wright, or Rivera. It's going to be low for ball number 1. Did see a player run to that center field bullpen for the Suns, but we'll see if he gets moved around. But Eris Rivera sends a single into center field, so the Suns have a leadoff base runner here. Great piece of hitting by him. Shot that ball through the middle. Rolled in center field towards Cameron King. King able to bring it in on time. Coach Cameron Jurgens has been really aggressive with the signs in this one. Eli Tidwell attempted to reach second after a double. And then as Tidwell comes up the bat too, with his last at-bat being said double. And then Gavin Thomas tried to go from first to home, but was caught at home. Tidwell takes ball 1 outside. Tidwell batting 5th today. Has bounced around the Suns lineup. Batted 3rd yesterday, as the next pitch is low for ball 2. Tidwell's batted in a number of spots this season. He started off as a leadoff man, batted 2nd, batted 3rd yesterday, and now he's batting 5th. So an everyday guy just doesn't really have a set spot in the lineup. And I'm curious to see if that's something that affects the batters out there. Tidwell putting together a pretty solid season though. 258 average, 4 RBIs, 7 runs scored. As the 3-0 is able to hit the zone for strike 1. So the at-bat continues. Brady Wright currently at 51 pitches. So very efficient in this one. Wright deals and Tidwell is going to foul off, so an full count on the right fielder. Rivera is at first. Tidwell is at the plate. Full count. I don't think we'll see Rivera in motion here. Tidwell is going to stay alive and foul off 3-2. This is going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Good battle here. As Coach Cameron Jurgens really aimed to eat at the starter's pitch count, but here we are in the 5th and not really going the way he hoped it would. But it's these type of at-bats that matter, but Tidwell's going to pop this one up. In comes racing is Cameron King to bring in out number 1. Drake Harmon got on his horse to try to track down that ball, but it's going to be King who ends up with the putout. So here comes William Rawlings up to bat. Rawlings popped out to second base last time he was up. Rawlings, again, as I said, his last at-bat, putting together a pretty solid season. Regardless of what side of the ball he plays on, he's going to take ball number 1 as that lands outside. As a pitcher, Rawlings appeared in 3 games. So yet to allow a run. It's pitched a total of 7 1/3 innings and it's notched 8 strikeouts. As a batter, it's going to be his 9th game of the batters. Runner goes. Good hit and run action by there. Only play is going to be for the first baseman. And Rawlings is going to try to dance around to the tag, but he gets tagged out as there's now 2 outs in the inning. Xavier Lopez on the play for the River Rats. Little hit and run for the Suns. Not the first time we saw it today, and it worked out somewhat as Rivera is able to take second base. And here comes Gavin Thomas up to bat. Coach Cameron Jurgens hoping Thomas gets hot again. Thomas took a few days off and batting a little lower than where he was early in the season. Thomas usually in that 3-hole. Thomas batting 7th today. Coach Cameron Jurgens saying the arrival of Rivera kind of brings stability to his lineup, as he's been a solid bat for Jurgens in the past, and Jurgens commends Thomas as every time he steps at the plate, he's going to try to Gavin Thomas things and try to send the ball a long way. But because of that, it gets a little over aggressive with the strikeouts and the groundouts. Thomas has struck out 15 times this summer, so something that Coach Cameron Jurgens wants to eliminate, but he's going to send that towards the shortstop, Rocco. Rocco over to first for out number 3. Brady Wright hyped up after that performance, and he's through 5 innings of clean baseball. Coach Jesse Litch gives him a handshake heading back to the dugout, but still 1-0 River Rats as we head to the top of the 6th.
Third baseman Bruno Schaefer.
Welcome back to the ballpark. It's still 1-0 River Rats as we head into the top of the 6th. It's going to be Bruno Schaefer leading off for Sanford, and he's going to swing over that breaking ball for strike number 1. Paul Janesco having himself a great day out there. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run allowed, that run not being earned as it scored due to an error. Only 2 walks allowed and 4 strikeouts for him. Schaefer's going to take ball once to be a 1-1 count on him. Schaefer in his second at-bat of the day grounded out. Last time he was up in the 3rd. The 1-1 is hit, and it's going to be sent to right field. And Bruno Schaefer has a leadoff single. There is movement in the Sanford bullpen. Not seeing anything significant in Deland just yet, but there are some players walking around out there. Schaefer's hit is only the 2nd hit of the day for the River Rats, 4th hit of the day for both teams. So here's Santana up to bat. Santana is going to take strike 1 and try to sell it by lifting his bat out of the way. Umpire said it's a strike anyway, so it's going to be an 0-1 count on Santana. Santana playing in left field today. Flew out last time he was up to left field. Santana's going to try the same trick again, but umpire not budging as he gives Santana strike number 2. So an early 0-2 count here for Janesco. Santana's going to send this one a long, long way, but Eli Tidwell is going to be right under it and bring it down for out number 1. looking around the rest of the Florida Summer League, it's a doubleheader today between the Winter Garden Squeeze and the Winter Park Diamond Dogs. Winter Garden took game 1 in 7 innings as they beat the Diamond Dogs 10-5. And currently in the top of the 4th, the Diamond Dogs are down 8-3, so things just not looking any better for the Diamond Dogs as they only have 2 wins on the season. And in Leesburg, the Lightning currently lead the Snappers 3-1. And of course here in Deland, Riverettes lead 1-0. First pitch to Khalees is up high for ball 1, so it's going to be the 3rd time through the Riverettes batting order. Leadoff man Brain Khalees. 0 for 2 in the day. Fouled out to the first baseman, actually his former teammate, Aris Rivera, twice. But Khalees is going to shoot this one through the middle, but there's O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's going to tag seconds, throw on over to first. So a great double play to get out of the inning here, eliminate the leadoff single. Great play by O'Sullivan, scooping up the ball, touching second, and throwing it on over to first for a 6-3 double play. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 1-0 Riverettes. Welcome back to Melching Field here at Conrad Park, here at Stetson University. Leading off for the Deland Sun, it's going to be William Rollings, the third baseman.
Osman Melendez.
It's actually going to be Osman Melendez pinch hitting. He's actually going to be pinch hitting for Holden Bronner. Watching him walk up, it looked like Rollings, but it's going to be the Wizard of Oz, Osman Melendez. Coach Cameron Jurgens originally giving Melendez the day off, as he's just been an absolute workhorse for the Suns at second base, but here down by 1, looking to make something happen. Next pitch to Melendez is going to be outside, so it's going to be a 2-1 count on him. But it's also going to be a new arm on the mound for the River Rats. It's going to be Nico Halkis. It's going to be his 5th appearance through 4. He has a 1-0 record, 3.60 ERA. Melendez is going to chop this one towards the shortstop Rocco. Rocco's going to throw on over to first for out number 1. Yeah, Hauk is having a solid season for the Riverettes. 3.60 ERA, 5 innings pitched, and 5 strikeouts, only allowing 4 hits and 4 walks and 7 hits.
Number 9, shortstop, Connor O'Sullivan.
So up to bat for the Suns is now going to be Connor O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's going to take strike 1. The 0-1 to the shortstop is going to be low. So it's going to be a 1 ball, 1 strike on O'Sullivan. Halkis in his last appearance only went an inning. 3 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks allowed. The 1-1 to O'Sullivan is going to be a breaking ball that floats in there for strike number 2. That means that Brady Wright's day is over, and he should pat himself on the back, because what a day it was for him. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, and 2 strikeouts. Also didn't allow a walk, as O'Sullivan's going to swing over the breaking ball for strike 3. So 2 solid outs here for the new arm on the mound, and it's going to be Ben Barrow, the catcher, walking up.
Now batting, catcher, number 8, Ben Barrow.
First pitch to Barrow is going to be outside for ball number 1. Barrow singled last time he was up in the 3rd. And he's going to make contact on another one, but there is Drake Harmon, the right fielder, to bring in out number 3. So still 1-0 River Rats as a new arm on the mound. Nico Halkis has a 1-2-3 inning and sends us to the top of the 7th. Welcome back to Rats versus Suns. Rats still lead 1-0. The lone run coming across in the 2nd inning. Paul Janesco still on the mound. It's going to be his 7th inning of work for him as the first pitch shown to the leadoff man. Dawson Harmon misses for ball number 1. Next pitch to Harmon is going to be inside. Clips the inside zone. So it's going to be strike 1 on Harmon. 1-1 count on him. Looking at the rest of college baseball, College World Series is going on right now. UCLA fell to LSU earlier in the day, and now they're playing Arkansas. Harmon It's a little bit of a swinging bunt there, but Barrow, the catcher, able to scoop it up and throw it on over to Eris Rivera at first base for out number 1. So the second of the Harmon brothers will step up.
Now batting number 6, second baseman Dawson.
It's actually going to be
Harmon.
Dawson Harmon. It was Duke Harmon up to bat last time. Very confusing with 2 D Harmons batting back to back. So here's Dawson. Dawson's going to take ball 1 high, but as I was saying, UCLA lost to LSU 9-5 earlier today. We're able to work a little bit of a rally in the 8th, but not able to complete it. Next pitch to Harmon is inside for ball 1. UCLA now facing Arkansas tonight, down 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. If things continue and UCLA loses, actually if either team loses, they're out of the tournament. Of course, Oregon State losing to Louisville 7-6, so they're out of the tournament too. But back to our game. It's going to be a 2-1 count on Harmon with 1 out in the inning. Ginesco dealing. Harmon's going to foul this one off, so it's going to be 2 balls, 2 strikes on the second baseman as that ball is fouled off towards my car. So the 2-2. And Harmon's going to swing over the breaking ball inside for strike number 3. So Paul Ginesco still dealing here in the 7th inning. And coming up to bat for the Rats can be Xavier Lopez. Lopez with a strikeout and a flyout today.
First baseman Xavier Lopez.
Ginesco, 86 pitches thrown. First pitch to Lopez misses for ball 1. Ginesco through 6 2/3, only allowing 2 hits, 2 walks, and striking out 5. So great day for him. Unfortunately, is tabbed with the loss because of that run that came across. Although the run doesn't count towards his ERA, as it scored thanks to a throwing error. But here's the 1-1 on Lopez. That's going to be high for ball 2. We have a little group chat here in the Florida League for all the communications interns. And TJ French of the Winter Park Diamond Dogs has already said that Drew Pines is player of the night already at 8:30. So curious to see what his line is. But of course the Diamond Dogs having a doubleheader today. Drew Pines actually plays for the Squeeze, is 1 for 1 in Game 2 of the doubleheader with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Pines also reach on a walk, but Lopez shoots this one through the middle of the infield to keep the inning alive for the River Rats as he has a 2-out single. 3rd hit of the day for Sanford. Even line for both teams, 3 hits both ways. Paul Ginesco should keep his cap up, and regardless of how this game turns out, as Coach Cameron Jurgens takes a long walk to him, and I think Ginesco's day is over. But Paul Ginesco should be proud of what he did today. 3 hit, the best team in the league is through 6 2/3. But it just looks like Jurgens is going to talk to Ginesco, try to instill some confidence in the batter and get him through 7. There is action in the Deland bullpen. And Jurgens is going to walk back to the dugout alone as Ginesco remains on the mound. Ginesco has 91 pitches to his name in this one. Runner on first, that runner being Xavier Lopez. Real pitcher's duel in this one. Rats only threw 2 pitchers, but there is action in the Rats bullpen as well. First pitch to Mock out is outside for ball 1. Dawson Mock, product out of South Florida. Check on over to first base, but Lopez is able to return in time. It's number 24 in the Rats bullpen. That player being Johnny Sosnowski. 2-0 count on Mock. Here's the delivery to Mock. He's going to make contact on this one, foul it over to the left side. Chinesco nearing 90 pitches, or 100 pitches, as he's at pitch 94 right now. It's been lights out, whether it was out of the bullpen or as a starter. Runner goes, throw on over to second. It's going to be wide. It's going to land in center field. Lopez is going to advance to third off the throw, and Rolling's able to at least corral it. It's going to be a stolen base and an E2, so it's going to be the second error of the game for Barrow. And though I want to say it's a similar situation to what happened in the second, it's not, as the runner wasn't going. The runner was already on second in the second, and Barrow just threw on over, trying to pick him off, but neither infielder, Baez nor Sullivan, knew the throw was coming and didn't move or unfazed, and he just launched that straight into center field, allowed Mock, the batter at the time, to reach third, and then eventually scored off a sac fly by Cameron King. But that's going to be a walk to Mock, and it looks like Ginesco's day is over as Coach Cameron Jurgens comes out. So Ginesco is responsible for the runners at first and third, but a great day for him today. 6 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, no earned runs yet. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. So great day for Ginesco, as he's going to walk back to the Suns dugout and high-five his teammates. So we'll see who the new arm out of the Suns bullpen is coming right up. Welcome back to Conrad Park. New pitcher on the mound for the Deland Suns. It's going to be Joey Irvin. Runner goes. No attempt by Barrow, the catcher. as Dawson Mock is going to easily steal second. So there's going to be runners at second and third. Here are 2 outs in the inning. Batters are going to send this one sky high, and it's going to be the right fielder Eli Tidwell to bring it in. So Irvin does the job, strands the runners at second and third, and keeps this game at a 1-run ball game. So we're going to head to the bottom of the 8th as Suns are due up. Welcome to the bottom of the 7th inning. River Rats still lead 1-0. It's been stuck at this score since the top of the 2nd, with the only run on the board being from the Sanford River Rats. It's going to be Daniel Baez leading off for the Suns as he takes ball 1. Great pitching duel we've seen today. Paul Janesco's day is done, and so is Brady Wright's. On the mound for the River Rats is Nico Halkis in his 2nd inning of work. Halkis had a 1-2-3 inning last time up. So it's going to be a 3-0 count on Baez. Baez is going to take strike 1. Ball looked a little low, but umpire said it clipped the bottom of the zone. So 3-1 on Baez. He's going to swing on the inside pitch, foul it off for strike number 2. So full count. Halkis in his 2nd inning of work, 3.60 ERA through the season, 5 strikeouts through 5 innings pitched. Excuse me. 3-2. And Baez is going to turn on this one, but it's going to land foul. Just a little too early on that one. Pulled it way towards right field, landed foul, and actually bounced over the wall. Had good jump off the bat again, just a little too early on that. Halkis probably not throwing that pitch again to Baez. Baez had a great read on it. But here's the 3-2. Baez is going to turn on this one too, but he's going to send it high to center field, and it's going to be Cameron King with the putout for out number 1. So here comes Michael O'Brien up to bat. O'Brien hitless in this one. Popped out to second base in the 1st and struck out looking in the 4th. O'Brien was also hitless yesterday. 3 strikeouts and a ground out. He shows bunt but pulls back as the pitch is inside for ball number 1. The Suns have been able to come up late. That's how they were able to jump to their early 4-0 lead. by scoring runs in either the 8th or ninth inning. They do have a walk-off under their belt as well. Be fun to see one here, but also I think Coach Cameron Jurgens is hoping that his team starts scoring soon so they can avoid a high-stress situation. O'Brien showed bunt again, but that's going to be fouled off for strike one. So 2-1 count on the center fielder here. O'Brien's been the best contact guy for the Suns this season, 351 average, but struggled in recent history. Not necessarily in a slump, but you'd hate to see him go into one. Here's a 2-1 count on him, and he's going to make contact on this one. That's chopped towards the second baseman, Harmon. Harmon's going to throw on over to first, and that's out number 2. Harmon kind of spiked that ball a little bit, but Lopez was able to come up with it. Saw the same thing happen yesterday, but runner also outran it. And Coach Jesse Litch is going to come out. Thank Halkis for his service. Looks like he's just looking for a favorable matchup as Adam Parzyk's up to bat. So Halkis' day is done. Halkis pitched an inning and 2/3. No hits, no walks, and a strikeout. So very interesting move from Coach Jesse Litch. Maybe just trying to save an arm, or maybe looking for a favorable matchup. But new pitcher on the mound for the River Rats, and we'll find out who he is when we come back. Welcome back to Conrad Park here at Stetson University. New pitcher on the mound for the River Rats is going to be number 24, Johnny Sosnowski. This is going to be Sosnowski's 5th appearance. Been absolutely lights out coming out of the bullpen. 5 innings pitched, no earned runs, only 1 walk and 4 hits allowed. Has notched 6 punch-outs as well. Thinks Coach Jesse Litch made the change, just looking for a favorable matchup. Parzyk has been hot lately. Had 2 hits in yesterday's game. Is hitless today. As a breaking ball is going to miss for ball 1 to Parzyk. Parzyk has a strikeout and a flyout today. But in clutch situations like this, he's always seemed to deliver. Parzyk's going to foul off the 1-0. So it's going to be a 1-1 on the extra hitter. So 1-1 on Adam Parzyk. And breaking ball is going to miss low for ball number 2. Sosnowski nabbed his first win of the season in his last outing. 5-3 win against the Winter Garden Squeeze. Pitched an inning, only allowed 2 hits, struck out 2, didn't walk any. Parzyk's going to swing on that ball that's outside for strike number 2. So Deuce is wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the seventh. Suns looking to get something going. A close game here. Able to go toe-to-toe with the Goliath Sanford River Rats, which has been absolutely dominant this season. 13-1 record. Their only loss came in that opening series against Leesburg in the series finale. The River Rats had a 7-5 lead in the ninth, but we're going to head to the eighth now as Parzik swung over the breaking ball for strike three. So good on Sosnowski to give the River Rats, or to end the River Rats' 1-2-3 inning. We head to the top of the eighth as Rats are due up. Welcome to the top of the eighth. It's going to be Cameron King leading off for the River Rats. Joey Irvin still on the mound. King's going to chop this one towards the middle. O'Sullivan fields it, throws it on over to first for out number one. Great play by O'Sullivan there. Charge the ball and throw it on over to first for a quick out number one. So now it's going to be Babbitt, the catcher, up to bat. Babbitt 0 for 2 in the day. Grounded out and struck out. Not a really big offensive day for either team today, as each team only has 3 hits on the board. And Sanford's lone run was scored before Sanford even notched a hit. So just an interesting ball game nonetheless. Joey Irvin in his second inning of work, but Babbitt shoots this one towards the second baseman, Melendez. Melendez throws it over to first for a quick out number two. Oz Melendez at second base as he pinch hit for Holden Bronner.
Now batting for the River Rats, number 16, third baseman Bruno Schaefer.
Excuse me, that's actually Daniel Baez still at second base. Melendez staying in the extra hitter role for Bronner. So first pitch to the new batter is going to miss for ball one. That batter being Bruno Schaefer. Schaefer, one of the very few Rats to have a hit in this one. Notched a single in the sixth last time he was up. Second pitch to Schaefer, swung on, it missed. Good pitch there. Lots movement. Looked like a breaking ball, but also had some good speed behind it. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Schaefer. Here's the 1-1. And Schaefer's going to pop this one sky high And it's going to be Aris Rivera under it, and he brings that in for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Joey Irvin. Gets the Deland bats back up as they try to come back from a 1-0 deficit. Bottom of the 8th coming right up. Welcome back to Melching Field here at Conrad Park, here at Stetson University. I'm Adrian Elgato up in the booth as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Suns have 6 outs to play with as they're still down by 1. It's been a pitching duel up on the mound in this one as only 3 hits have been allowed to either team. The last hit for the Suns coming in the 5th, that was Aris Rivera to lead off the top of the 5th inning. And now up to bat here is Rivera. So Rivera, the guy that you want at the spot. It's an 0-1 count on Rivera still. So ump took time for a second. Breaking ball lands high. So 1-1 count on the first baseman. Rivera had a hit in yesterday's game as well. Just joined the team yesterday. Coach Cameron Jurgens happy to have him in the lineup as he brings stability to the team, he said. That ball misses low, so it's going to be a 2-1 count on Aris. Rivera, a catcher out of UCF, but not an everyday player, at least last spring. But he's going to make contact on this one. That's headed towards shallow right center field, and it's going to be the center fielder, Cameron King, to bring that in for out number 1. So here comes Eli Tidwell. Tidwell, one of the 3 Suns to have a hit in this one. Tidwell doubled in his first appearance. Sent a ball all the way to left center field. Wasn't really a screamer off the bat, but Tidwell has good speed, so he was able to stretch out what to many would have been a single, but he was able to grab a double out of it. Was caught stealing at third. First pitch to Tidwell is inside for strike number 1. Ball rolls away from the pitcher Sosnowski. Sosnowski, with that first out, is still only through 2/3 of an innings pitched, but great stuff from what little we've seen of him today. Currently has a 0 ERA on the season, so keeping those numbers up as breaking ball misses, or Tidwell misses on the breaking ball, so it's going to be an 0-2 count on the right fielder. Due up behind Tidwell's Rollings, and if Rollings or Tidwell would reach, it's going to be Gavin Thomas behind both of them. 0-2 to Tidwell. Tidwell's gonna make contact on this one, but Xavier Lopez is there. He's gonna touch first base for out number 1. So 2 outs. Up comes William Rollings. Up to bat. Rollings 0 for 2 on the day. Popped out and grounded out today. Didn't play in yesterday's game, but has also been doing double duty as a hitter and as a pitcher. And first pitch misses outside. Sosnowski is the third Rats pitcher we've seen today, and both bullpens are quiet. So we could assume that Joey Irvin will come out for another inning of work. Rolling's going to swing on this one, and that's going to be sent high towards right field. And Dawson Harmon having trouble locating it, but is able to spin around just in time to bring in out number 3. So we head to the top of the 9th. Rats still lead 1-0. Will the Rats add insurance, or will the Suns have 9th inning magic? We'll find out coming up. Welcome back to Melching Field here at Conrad Park as we head to the top of the 9th. Leading off for the Sanford Riverettes, it's going to be Manny Santana. First pitch, Santana swung on, and he's going to send this to the first baseman, Rivera. Rivera's going to walk on over to first, tag it for a quick out number 1. It's still Joey Irvin on the mound for Deland. Eris Rivera's been busy at first base today. But with that out, the lineup flips over. It's going to be Braden Calise up to bat. Before the game, Coach Cameron Jurgens was saying that his plan was to keep Calise off the base paths, and that has at least worked as Calise is 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch to Calise is taken for strike 1. Calise hit into a 6-3 double play in the 6th and then fouled out in the 3rd and the 1st. Fouled out both times to Rivera, his former UCF Knight teammate. Calise is going to foul off the 0-1, so Irvin has Calise in a favorable pitcher's count here as he's ahead 0-2. Rats have managed more base runners than the Suns, but both teams just not allowing anyone to come across. Of course, the Rats scoring early in the top 2nd, and it seemed like here it's been all the difference. So 0-2 in Calise, and Calise is gonna take it low for ball number 1. Calise has an extra hitter today. It started, but it's played primarily at shortstop for the River Rats. Played at 3rd and 2nd base for UCF this year. So he bounced around the infield and can play a number of roles. The 1-2 misses outside, so it's now 2-2 on Calise. Despite being 0 for 3 today, Calise still has pretty great numbers this summer, .439 average, 7 walks, 6 RBIs, and 9 runs scored. The 2-2 misses high, so it's going to be a full count on Khalees. Irvin had him ahead 0-2, but Khalees, very patient hitter, takes the next few and now battle back to work a full count. So there is movement in both bullpens right now. Irvin delivers. Khalees is going to notch a hit as this lands in right field, so Khalees will have a 1-out single. The Suns retired their last 5 batters, but Khalees ends the streak. There is movement in the Suns bullpen, but no movement from the Suns dugout. And as I say that, here comes Coach Cameron Jurgens. He's going to take a bit of a stroll to the pitcher's mound. Khalees does have good speed. I'm not sure Irvin's day is done. Yeah, it just looks like Coach Cameron Jurgens is going to have a conversation. And he's going to tell Rawlings to head back to the dugout. Rawlings being the third baseman today. But as far as Irvin's concerned, his day is not yet done. And it's actually going to be Rawlings headed towards the bullpen. Rawlings has been lights out coming out of the pen. And he's going to be doing double duty today as he's been at third all day. And he's now going to head over to center field. But it seems that there's confusion between Rawlings and his players. So coming for Rawlings is going to be number 29 for the Deland Suns. With number 29, of course, being Cade Centracchio. Centracchio played at third yesterday. Got the day off today. It's been great defensively for the Suns. And Rawlings is just going to toss along the left field line. The home plate umpire kind of confused at Coach Cameron Jurgens' methods. Home plate umpire waving over to Rawlings. It's going to be a new catcher behind the plate as well. So lots of movement here from Coach Cameron Jurgens. Centracchio will So it looks like Irvin's going to remain in the game because Rawlings was not able to get warmed up in time. So defensively, nothing changes as Irvin remains in the game. Centracchio will head back to the dugout. Rawlings threw a few warm-up tosses along the left field line. But this next pitch is going to be fouled off, with the batter being Drake Harmon. Drake Harmon 0 for 2 on the day. Did have a walk in the first, but struck out and then grounded out after that. The movement has ceased in the Suns bullpen. Looked like Coach Cameron Jurgens really wanted to go to Rawlings there, but since Rawlings is playing, really just unable to get him moving. Runner goes. And though O'Sullivan's brings in, it's wide right, so it's going to be a stolen base for Braden Khalees. So one thing Coach Cameron Jurgens didn't want to happen today is Braden Khalees get on the base path because he stole 2 yesterday and now steals another today. So it's still 0-1 on Harmon. 2 up behind him is, you guessed it, Harmon. With this being Drake Harmon, and in the on deck circle is going to be Dawson Harmon. So the 2-1 to Drake Harmon. He's going to make contact on this one. Gavin Thomas is going to take a few steps back and bring in out number 2. So Irvin recovers from the leadoff single, or from the 1-out single. And now comes up Dawson Harmon. Dangerous spot for the Suns here, with Harmon being arguably the strongest batter in the Rats lineup. Harmon is 0 for 3 on the day, so they've at least been able to keep him quiet. First pitch to him. It's going to be taken for strike number 1. So if we were to score this game based on hits, Rats actually pulled away now with that Brantley single, as they now have 4 hits as opposed to the Suns' 3 hits. Next pitch to Harmon is chopped towards first baseman. First baseman will take it himself and actually tag Harmon out. Harmon didn't stop running, and there's chirping between Harmon and Aris Rivera as he didn't slow down. There's pointing out both dugouts are going to come out. Coach Cameron Jurgens is going to step between Aris Rivera and everyone else. But what happened was that the ball was chopped. Irvin fields it, and instead of tagging the bag, Irvin instead stands in the baseline and tags out Harmon, and Harmon just runs through Irvin. Harmon, of course, having a few disgruntled words towards Aris Rivera and Irvin, the pitcher, but both retire. Coach Cameron Jurgens comes out, and it seems like the field umpire issued warnings to both players as well. But regardless, that's going to retire the top of the 9th, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 9th, as it's still 1-0 Rats. Welcome back to the ball game. Deland Suns down to their last chance as River Rats currently lead 1-0 on the mound. Given the save opportunity, it's going to be Caden Lopez out of Seminole State College. Lopez, in 5 appearances this season, has 3 saves notched, 1.58 ERA through 5 2/3 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, only allowing 3 hits and 3 walks and 5 hits. First pitch to Gavin Thomas is taken for ball 1. Remember, the Suns started off 4-0. That 4th win coming off a walk-off as they climbed out of a deficit by the Diamond Dogs. Gavin Thomas is going to foul on this one, so it's going to be a 1-1 count on him. But the Suns took the lead in the 9th in both their first and second game of the season to get themselves a win, and Coach Cameron Jurgens looking for a big moment here to get himself out of this 8-game losing streak Deland finds himself in. with Gavin Thomas has come up in big moments. Received Player of the Week nominations and was awarded Player of the Night last week as well. Thomas did reach via hit by pitch in the third. But Rats pitching has just been absolutely gnarly, at least in the late going of this game, as the Rats have retired their last 12 batters with 3 1-2-3 innings as well. Last base runner the Suns had was in the fifth, and that was Aris Rivera in his leadoff single. But Thomas makes contact on this one. It's going to drop for a leadoff single. So Suns staying alive here and have something cooking with a runner at first. Coach Cameron Jurgens has been aggressive on the base path today. It hasn't necessarily paid off, and Thomas was actually one of those players that paid the price, because in the third he did reach via hit by pitch and a hit and run attempt by Ben Barrow. Had Thomas reach all the way to third, but he tried going home and almost caught the River Rats snoozing, but they were able to bring the ball home in time and tag Thomas out. So now it's going to be Osman Melendez up to bat. A 1 count on him, showing bunt. Bunt's going to roll towards the first base line. It's going to be the first baseman to tag him out. They're going to call him out as Melendez pleading his case, saying he dodged out of the way, but he also ran out of the baseline. Umpire explaining what happened, but Xavier Lopez was able to tag him out. But he does do his job with the sac bunt and move Thomas over to second, so Suns do have a runner in scoring position. It's actually going to be a pinch hitter here for Deland. Batting for O'Sullivan, it's going to be number 16, Jesus Rodriguez. In the first win of the season, Coach Cameron Jurgens went to 3 pinch hitters, and that ultimately made all the difference as they were able to win that opening game. So here's Rodriguez up to bat. Pitcher deals. Ball skips in the dirt. It's going to get away from the catcher and rolls all the way to the Rats dugout, and it's going to roll inside the Rats dugout. Home plate umpire telling Gavin Thomas to go back to third, but with the ball going out of play, I'm confused as to why Thomas wasn't awarded the extra base. With it being a dead ball and it rolling into the dugout, Thomas had already been on second. He should have been awarded home. So what should be a 1-1 score is now still 1-0 as the Rats are bailed out of a wild pitch. If the Rats hold on, that would be a controversial call, as it's going to be a 1-1 count on Rodriguez now. I don't understand how that is not ruled a dead ball and how Thomas isn't awarded home plate. So Rats are given a very big break here. Rodriguez is going to foul off the 1-1. It's going to be 1-2 on him now. That was a wild pitch, bounced off the backstop, and rolled into the Rats dugout. Thomas was already at second, and per rules, should have been ruled a dead ball and awarded 2 bases with those 2 bases scoring him, but he's told to stay at third. Rodriguez stays alive and fouls this one back. Infield's playing very shallow right now, trying to prevent Thomas from scoring. On the mound, it's Caden Lopez. Lopez in trouble here. There is movement in the Suns bullpen as they expect this run to come on, and they at least get to play on in the 9th. Rodriguez stays alive and fouls off another ball, but just barely touches it. As I didn't even hear a sound from up here. Still a 1-2 count on him. Putting up a good fight here against Lopez, who's been great for this River Rats team. 1-2, Lopez, runner on third. Ball skips in the dirt, but good job by the catcher Babbitt to get in front of it. So it's going to be a 2-2 on Rodriguez, the batter. The 2-2. Rodriguez fouls off another one. The Suns dugout absolutely elated at this battle. It's going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. 8th pitch of the at-bat, 2-2, runner at third. Deland Suns down by 1. Jesus Rodriguez, pinch hitter, here's the pitch, and he's going to strike out. So good on Lopez to recover. And with 2 outs, Ben Barrow will be the last hope for Deland.
Now to the plate, number 8, Ben Barrow.
Gavin Thomas is at third. Defense is playing deep now because of 2 outs. Ben Barrow at the plate, 0-0 count. First pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike number 1. The 0-1, Barrow pops this up, but it's going to land foul. So 0-2 count on Barrow. Suns dugout applying the pressure. They've given pitchers trouble as they've been very vocal regardless of what the score is. And that's allowed pitchers to make mistakes. So the 0-2 to Barrow is swung on and fouled back. So we'll do the 0-2 again. Two outs, 2 strikes, no balls to Ben Barrow. Gavin Thomas is at third. And it's going to be a strike 3 call on Barrow. That clipped the outside part of the zone. That looked like a 50-50 call, but that's how this game's going to end. A strike out looking to Ben Barrow. Coach Cameron Jurgens looking for an answer. As this game ends off of 2 controversial calls. The first call, of course, being the dead ball. Gavin Thomas was already at second base thanks due to the sac bunt by Osman Melendez. The wild pitch moves into third, and then it rolled into the dugout. Thomas should have been awarded home plate and tie the game up, but he was told to stay at third base, and of course, Barrow strikes out looking with what looked to be a very close call in this one. So the Deland Suns, their losing streak increases to 9, and the River Rats increase their hold over the Florida League to 14-1. But what a great pitching duel today in this one. Of course, I got to hand it to both starters, starting with Sanford. Brady Wright on the mound, going through 5 innings, only allowing 3 hits, no earned runs, and striking out 2. And, of course, Paul Janesco on the mound for Deland. Janesco, 6 2/3 innings pitched, only allowing 3 hits. He is tabbed with the run and therefore with the loss, but the run was unearned as it scored partly in thanks to a throwing error by the catcher Barrow. Janesco also walked 3 and struck out 5, so Janesco still needs to hold his head up high. In my personal opinion, I believe that people shouldn't look at the wins and losses line to show how good a pitcher actually is, because he had a great showing today. Joey Irvin, the only other Suns pitcher to come out, he pitches 2 1/3, only allowing a hit and no walks. Didn't strike out any, but also great work by the River Rats bullpen. Halkis going through. Halkis with an inning and 2/3 pitch, and Sosnowski with an inning and a third pitched, both pitching a total of 3 innings of perfect baseball, not allowing a hit or a walk. And then Lopez gets the save, but also gets a little bit of help as well. But that's how this one ends, 1-0. Great pitching duel today. So the Rats sweep the series, and we'll be back here on Thursday as the Deland Suns take on the Orlando Snappers here at Melching Field at Conrad Park at Stetson University. I've been Adrian Delgado. I do appreciate y'all joining me on this nail biter of a game, and we'll see y'all on Thursday.